Hey everyone, and welcome to the full moon in Libra video forecast. And the full moon is happening on the 16th or 17th of April, depending where you live. So I'm getting a lot that we're really collectively tapping in, tuning into our North Node energy, which, as most of you know, that's our significant purpose in life. And I feel like for a lot of us, we feel like that has stalled, or there's been roadblocks along the way, and it's just coming through now that you're finally seeing why those roadblocks had to happen. Good old hindsight. We never usually want to understand or feel the energy of understanding when we're in the moment, but then after we've transgressed through a tough period, we can see like what lesson we learned from that situation. So I feel like during this full moon in Libra, there's energy, a lot to do with teaching as well. Like you feeling, you're either taking your teaching to the next level of all the knowledge and the divinity that you've uncovered on your journey, but you'll also be tapping into the universal wisdom. You'll be wanting to express that a bit more in everyday life. You want that to become more part of your life, and you're scheduling time to do so. And also I just feel like you're ready to share a lot of wisdom, and I kind of feel like throwing up. So either someone's like scared of this, or that's like a block for you. Excuse me. Ugh. But I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm releasing trapped energy, I burp a lot. I'm hearing magnet healing. Someone's either doing that or someone needs to look into that. One of the biggest messages that were coming up when I was thinking about doing this video is more training for us. I'll get into something that came up that Spirit wants you to learn in a second. But releasing trapped emotions through magnets. I know my sister did this to me years ago, and I had like a traumatic experience with this guy who held me down and covered my mouth, and I couldn't scream and I couldn't move. And she did this release through a series of questions, and I still don't know what it is to this day. But anyway, so she pulled rubbed the magnets over my back, and she was asking me questions. And literally for 3 hours, I couldn't stop burping. It was releasing that experience from my body. And a lot of us need to do that. Like a lot of, if your hips are too tight, your hip flexors, you have hip mobility issues, as well as, womb issues. That's because those emotions are stored in there. So you need to like gently rock back and forth every day to loosen that up, with that holding that intention to release those trapped emotions. I feel like we're about to experience such a big shift, and this is really going to help you move forward, and it's going to release the memory of the trauma. So this is quite a massive full moon, so this is like the biggest release that we're going to be feeling. So let's see in what house perhaps is this happening. You can either look at it through an app on astrology, or we can just guess the general energy. So 5th house, so that is performance, entertainment. So this is like Leo energy, not like, it is Leo energy. Costumes, play, love, affairs. Also Venus being out of retrograde, and funnily enough, I think it was like the last, it's either 5 months or a bit longer. And it's not just to do with love, but there's been such a restriction around feeling love or, feeling playful. It's just been way too serious. And Leo energy is all about, that playfulness and living in the moment, and sharing your gifts and being heard and leading in your life, which I feel like this aligns to the original channel message. Just feeling joy, learning to feel joy again. And also like scheduling that time to feel joy. I really think that's something that we've all stuck on. Everything's been way too serious because of certain collective events, and we're ready to get into something new and shift that energy. What else should we do next? I know they want me to tell you about what they want you to learn. So yeah, it's like leveling up on your next gifts. So have you heard of geomancy? Spirit is saying that this is like a lost art of earth divination, and they want us to learn how to do it. Otherwise, it's going to literally die out. So I'll put some like material down below, some links to what it actually is to explore it further, and also a video on how to do the divination. It's different. It might be a bit confusing, but Spirit wants you to play. Just be playful. Play and practice that. Do it for your friends, or in the like guided video, the lady gets you to ask a very important question, and she tells you how to get the answer through it. So it's kind of, treat it as fun. Don't treat it as workplace, but I need to learn it too, because otherwise this is going to die out. You receive divination through the use of interpreting markings on the ground. This is what like our ancestors used to do. So like say getting some rocks and then throwing it on the ground, and then there's these series of like patterns you can kind of match it up to, which will give you meaning. It will be formed on the ground once you toss your like soil, rocks, sand, and things like that. So geo means land and mancy means prediction. So it's a Greek word. We need to learn how to do that. Again, so I won't get too much into that, but that's like an, urgent message from Spirit. We all need to learn how to do that. I mean, I'm not 100% sure as to why, but I can guess that. I know we're all on different timelines, but the thing is, what if, I don't want to go doomsday, but what if we didn't have things like this anymore? We wouldn't know how to, most of us use this as a tool, cards. So how would we interpret messages and get direction? We would do so through the earth. So, something else that important's happening. It's all very, sorry, I'm not really doing the cards as yet, but it's all very chitty chatty. So this is massive. So there's a Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces. And this hasn't happened since 1856. Like, say what? Like, and, Jupiter and Neptune rule Pisces. So, this is a planet, Jupiter is a planet of expansion, good luck. Neptune is about making dreams a reality, about dreaming. It's about delusions too, but they're super fun because sometimes delusions link to manifestation and you get what you want. So this is a very, very lucky time for most of us, especially if you've got, Pisces placements. Do you remember 1856? I know that was I was around then in my last past life. So vivid dreams have been happening. It's been like a bit of a build-up. The last few weeks, you might have been having poor sleep, you're getting upgrades. There's memories of being an angel for some of you. You have such pure energy. You've been angelic beings on other planets. The advice is to please declutter and cleanse and dust your vacuum around those places. You don't usually vacuum in your room where you sleep, where you dwell. Cleanse it out, make it intentional and purpose driven. There'll be triggers and a massive release from your energetic body, which they're telling us to release that pressure from our hips and stuff and shoulders. This is because this is through karmic imprinting. This is old ways of being, so you're transcending that. So when we're living out patterns and things we struggle in with this life, we've struggled with them in either the last past life or it's just gone down our ancestral line. So either of those two things. So they're very ingrained. So even if you say, okay, yeah, I know, I don't know, I'm a people pleaser and I always pick people that I feel like need saving, and then I get resentful because they don't give me anything back. It's that whole, oh God, I keep falling into that, or I keep only attracting those people, and it's like, I know this, but I don't know how to let this go. Those type of things are shifting. So you don't have to go, oh, why is this always happening for me? Because this is a whole new stage and a way of being. So think of anything that you've been frustrated with or wanting to let go and haven't been able to let go. That's what's changing. Let's go. I really want to know what else with this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. And then we'll get into the full moon. I guess we kind of did, but anyway. I'm intrigued since this hasn't happened for so long. Like Jupiter and Neptune do conjunct every 13 years, but it hasn't been in the sign of Pisces since 1856. It's pretty freaking magical. Oh, wow. Okay. Love, purification. That's been our emotions. Oh, girl sneeze. And then I'm going to knock everything over. There's too many cards, please. I did see flow, which is like, oh, I took it back. Maybe that had to happen for a reason. Yeah, flow is Piscean, that Neptune kind of energy. Gosh, I've only just noticed that whole passion. This is like taking your power back, realizing your potential through slow movement. I'm hearing one more. Leadership, what we said before. Love it. Stepping up and leading, mostly, oh, goosebumps, mostly in your life. And then we've got the thriving as well. Yeah, I feel like where you felt disempowered a lot in your life, that's what's shifting and changing. Not feeling like the victim of circumstances anymore. Like this is such a pivotal moment in your growth and in your history. There's such epic and massive change that's coming for you, and I'd say you're already feeling it now anyway. So this, or also this full moon's just ushering this in, and I'm just feeling this is like soul purification. It's that release of that pent up energy, that trauma from your body, and just not carrying anymore. This is like where it ends. It's not going to the future and things like that. If you have children, because obviously we pass this down, you know, I would either get them to do, if you have specifically girls, get them to do like the hip rocking exercises if they're into that sort of thing, or do yoga together, or do yoga if they're not interested in the same room as them, and hold the intention that when you're doing, you're releasing that from your body, but hold it lightly, please. Don't hold it out of fear, because that's us holding on to it when we're fearing it. Just say, I'm willing to let this go from my body, from my daughter's body. Don't ever like hold on to the negative energy, like I gotta do this fast and I need to let this go because I don't want to carry it. Like don't be like that, because it's not going to work. It's like we've come into our power. We're at that point where you are powerful enough to do this. Like you can let this go, and you're going to see such massive change. It's like a whole energetic swipe. Like it's just, a clearance sale. Everyone must go. It's that table with all the bits of shit on it that no one wants, and it's all damaged and marked down. Like throw that all in the bin and let's start again. And it's like a whole new lease on life, because I feel like some of you, and when you're going through another stage of your awakening, you go back, you feel like you're going backwards. I know I felt it. I just felt crap. I felt like, I don't think, my last 10 years of study or anything, I truly felt like, or even the situations I've been through, I'm like, I don't think I've learned anything at all. I honestly felt like that. I'm like, what's the point? And you'll experience that. It's like a slingshot effect. You'll be pulled back before you're launched forward. And that's what's happened if you've been feeling that way. Like, I can't get any direction. Am I channeling or am I crazy? Like, just questioning everything, second guessing yourself, and that self-doubt, and literally giving up. But you needed to give up to create that space for the shift of this movement, to get to the bottom of those things that have been bugging you your whole life. Like, we need a quiet space, and your body will go into hermit mode. It will shut itself down. It probably make itself sick. It will flare up your injuries. It will force you to rest. It will give you a cold or whatever, because like you're just not listening to me. Shut it down. Okay, what else is being released at the time of this? full moon, perfect time to release. I'm just looking forward to releasing the pain, to be honest. I noticed, like, for me, releasing my emotions, it was about 3 months ago, I finally started to feel the shift, the change, and then it went backwards. And it kind of shoots you into a bit of despair. But that's okay, because we've been through worse. Surrender to the wisdom. Honestly, when one of the cards is about to flip out, I'm sure it was this one. It will tell you what's not right, and I know people have started to change their diet and they're eating more wholesome food. They're cutting out that you're allowed to treat, but you're just getting to this place where you're like, well, I can make that from scratch, and I can make that with, you know, no additives, and I just feel like you're really doing everything differently, and you're just making more time for what is more important. There's nothing more important than listening to the wisdom of your body. When it'll tell you when you get anxious, you're not supposed to be somewhere. Like, you know. Oh, the classic, surrender your attachment to results. So easy. Surrender your fear of intimacy. So it's like, I mean, intimacy isn't just like sexual. I think you're like, Libra energy is very balanced and peaceful energy. And that's what's coming in. I don't think you're going to be too hung up on results as you have been previous in the past, because that's been something that has irked you. You just, that in itself, expecting to see results is frustrating. And I think you just pass that, you're over it, you're like, yeah, I just don't care anymore. Because it doesn't make you happy. Being peaceful in the moment and focusing on, you know, stretching, doing something good for your body, or going for a light walk, or going for a swim, or putting your feet in the ocean, or having fun, going to a playground. It's all those moments in life that make you feel happy. It's not the big being seen for your life purpose or whatever. It's like, these are the moments that you're supposed to be enjoying right now. Sustainability, this one keeps coming up. So 6th house is Virgo energy, which is what we were discussing. And see how they're like working on their chakras and everything is balanced and you're communing with spirit, but you're grounded at the same time. There's a big life change happening. There's a 44 on the card, so some of you might be seeing 44. 5th house again, passion. Wowzers. Okay, so that's twice now. Passion. What's this one? Capricorn, achieving. And so this is like, you know, 10th house energy. This is your career. This is going to the top, reaching the top. And what do the mountain goats do? They climb that rock that seems impossible. And how do they do it? Determination, and they do it slowly. They don't go, YOLO, I'm gonna try to run up this. They're like, a little bit, stay. Whoo, shit, I can't believe I made it. 10 hours later, next little bit. And they move so slow, but you never really see them do it. Even if you watch a video on YouTube, you never really see them like, how do they get from there to there? Like, damn, you know? And that's been your slow progress that you haven't been able to see or value in yourself, because you're so detached from your reality at times, because you're so stuck in the future and what you thought you should be doing, and too busy berating yourself for the things that you have done. Like, there was no time for anything else. See, I see this, yeah, balances of contraries. I'm just going to cover this in case YouTube thinks it's a willy. Like, sacrificing aspects of yourself either for others or for seemingly your future. But there was too much time being put into something that wasn't making you feel good. And that's that whole wisdom of the body. Like, when you're doing something, are you doing it because you feel like you need to, or you're stressed, or how do you feel after you do it? Do you feel good, like in the lead up to it? It's like the whole, okay, let's say cleaning. Most people probably don't like cleaning. But how do you feel after you done it? Do you feel good, or do you feel angry that you clean? You don't, you feel good, because that's a very cleansing experience. say if you're creating art, you can create art out of frustration. That's very healing. So if you're angry and you're getting the anger out and you put it into the piece of work, how do you feel after? Do you still feel angry, or do you just look at it and go, wow, that was amazing? Like, that emotion fueled all that, you know. Yeah, you're trying to... Okay, so another one I'm getting that I don't think I can get right now is like, say, when a creator creates something, and if they don't get the reaction from the audience, and they'd feel like it was worth nothing. So it wasn't worth nothing, but that feeling is horrible, and that's what's been plaguing you moving forward, like not getting the reaction you deserve, therefore giving up. So they just want you to be in this, like, well, do what makes you feel happy then. You know, in the reverse, when we're forcing ourselves to do something, but the outcome is better than we initially thought, what is something initially makes you excited? Is it the thought of learning something new? What makes you feel excited in the now? And it doesn't have to be something massive. And it doesn't have to be a project, even though that's art. But I mean, art's coming up a lot. Did you used to do art? Do you need to do art again? Like, what makes you feel excited doing it, or makes you feel present in the moment? Oh, it's another naked dude. And the bottom of the deck is the brave traveler. And I just feel like with this, see off in the distance at the top there, running away from aspects of yourself where you just didn't know what to do. And then we've got peace and counsel again, so that's Libra energy. You just didn't know what to do. You didn't know how to shift this energy, and that's what's shifting right now. Whew. I like you a lot. I'm just going to leave those ones there. I mean, Virgo energy has been quite prevalent the last few readings. So, you know, it's our day-to-day, it's our health, and just, and also Virgo energy can be really irritating, because we like, it can be really nitpicky energy, but I feel like that's what's being released. But don't let the nitpicky side hold you back from things. So either you start something and you're annoyed, but the outcome is beautiful, or you do something that's fun straight away that makes you feel lighthearted and energetic. That's like the focus that keeps coming through. I hope I'm explaining it. All right, Five of Pentacles, like this feeling of destitution still. I feel like this energy might still be looming over you, but don't think it will be for much longer. What can we expect, please, after this full moon? And another 5. So it might take some time, 5 of Swords, it might take some time for this energy to shift, but I feel like this is conflicts with yourself. I still feel like you, yeah, this energy is going to take a while to shift, and that's why they want you to focus on something else, or learn something new, be playful, or, you know, commune with your inner child and ask her or him, what do you want to do today? Literally, even if your little inner child said, I want to play with Barbies, bloody do that. I want to sit there and play with my cards today. Do that. Do you know what I mean? I want to paint my face. Do that. Because it's going to help shift your energy. Stop doing the things that, like, you were in a cycle, a bad cycle in, where you think of something and then the monkey mind kicks in and tells you why you'll be crap at it, or why you shouldn't do it, or we don't have time for this, like that kind of thing. And just holding on to those old beliefs, those old way of being. Be willing to let this go and to release that. Oop. I think the part of the old way of being is the ego demanding results straight away. And this is not our focus. We need to focus on beauty, creating beauty, even if it's in your home, like redesigning things or replanting plants how you want them, buying your favorite flowers, putting on like nostalgic music from, you know, when you're growing up, because it reminds you of a beautiful time or awesome birthday party. Like, that's the things we need to be focusing on, something different than what we've been doing. Not, work, shadow work, I gotta work on myself some more. Like, you've done enough. Honestly, you've done enough. This will naturally shift by yourself. The more you're elevated in your day-to-day activities, the more you're elevated in your emotions, which is what will happen. You know, we have the Hierophant here. It's such a highly spiritual card. Like, you're going to get the things that you need, but you need to follow through with your passions first. The energy is sitting there in your field of potentiality, but it can't come to you because you're still kind of trapped in this old way of thoughts, an old way of being, and all way of, it's still kind of like, I want this to play out a certain way, or how is this going to play out? No more of that. Like, let the universe take care of it. Let this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction give you some good stuff. Release the things from your body. Listen to your body. Have fun is the priority. Create something new that excites you. Yeah, we need to be pure of heart, and just like, you know, when you watch kids play and they just like giggle and laugh, and it's just most of the time, until sometimes they fall over and hurt themselves, you know, but watching them express themselves through play is like one of the most beautiful feelings, and that's what you guys want for you. They want you to get that back, and it's going to help let this energy come in a whole lot easier around the full moon. Just don't hold on so tightly to ideals and how you think things should play out, you know? So it's going to be beautiful, guys. Have an awesome time. Any questions, comment down below and let me know. See ya, bye.